And now, coming to you live from Studio B in beautiful downtown Paris, Tennessee, My Paris TV and Paris Production Studios presents Keel Media Network's #1 rated program, The Mike Weatherford Show. Now here is your host, Mike Weatherford.
Hey, thanks everyone for tuning in. We got another exciting show tonight. We're going to be talking about CBD and its 175,000 uses. I mean, it's going to be a good show. We're going to find out all the ins and outs of this stuff, and we're going to learn some things about it. I mean, you can ask us questions on Facebook Live, and anything you have, just write them on there, and I'll try my best to get them to my little old monitor here, and I'll try to ask them for you. But first, I want to talk about our last week's show we had with the election returns and all the internet issues we had. You know, it was a pretty bad deal. We had some rolling and everything messing up, and they tell me it was a broadband, ups and down, numbers or something like that. Hell, I don't know what all that technical stuff is, but what it boils down to is we broke the internet. They said, yeah, with the broadband that we have, so many people logging in, so much going out, that it just had a little buffering issue. So, you know, you think living in Paris, Tennessee, we would have better internet. That's what wears me out is I want better internet down here. We supposed to have the best that money can buy right here to the studio, and it ain't worth a darn. I mean, it rolls, it does all that. When we have a big show, it always does it. So I want to apologize, but really I want to thank you for breaking the internet. That means that we're doing something right. If everybody across the state wants to tune in and watch us, and the little old internet we have here in Henry County can't keep up with it, maybe the powers to be will understand that, and they'll help us get a better internet in Henry County, all across the county, not just up here in downtown, but I mean, we need it all over. So let's all get together and get this internet problem fixed. But anyway, don't forget, next week's show, I got Stan Dunnigan. We're going to be coming in talking about Bitcoins. I mean, that's going to be an exciting show there. Nobody knows anything about Bitcoin, especially me. But Stan's coming in, and I think I got Tater and probably Patrick both coming in, because we all three got questions about Bitcoin. I know nothing about it. Tater's a miner. Maybe he can tell us about this Bitcoin mining, but we got a good show coming in next week. You don't want to forget this. Next Tuesday night at 7 p.m., Stan Dunning will be here talking about Bitcoin. But don't forget, we've got this inflation buster still going on. All you got to do is pay attention. Call when the cue to call comes up, and you can win that $100 bill from Landmark Realty. That's right. Landmark Realty and Auction has got a $100 inflation buster. And it's simple. Very simple. Even I can figure it out. You watch the show, you look for the cue to call, you pick up the phone, you call, and if you're the number to call that comes up, guess what? You win that Chris $100 bill. So all you got to do is watch the show, be the number caller that we asked for, and it's yours. That's all it is. All right, folks, don't forget, next week we got the Bitcoin show, and we got Inflation Buster continuing, so we ready to rock and roll. Excuse me. But before then, before we get to this CBD, I want to introduce Tator.
ER, dude.
OR.
No, it ain't.
You've been eating too many of those gummy bears already.
Look here. What I do need? What's that number?
That's
About that inflation buster?
That's right.
Because I'm trying to get my $100 back from that stinking lie detector test.
Hey, dude, you're paying me back. What you got to work me like a rented mule,
Whatever.
like a clay pit mule.
Whatever.
Welcome to the show.
What's up, dude?
How you doing? You ready for this show?
Well, yeah, man.
This is right up your alley, isn't it?
Well,
You said that you said, man, when I talked to you back, I'm wearing one right now. Remember that?
Yeah. You're right.
And you said I got a roll-on bottle of that stuff. I roll
That's what
that
I
on.
want. I want to know if they got this stuff in a roll-on.
How about an IV?
That's even better.
It would be better. So
I think so.
that this stuff works because you use it all the time, right? We're talking about
Actually,
CBD oil.
I did use some today, actually.
That's right. So you can witness that it does work, correct? I don't know
For what I used it for.
That's right. It works. So it's got to be another process to help people get by with their aches and pains and all the problems that goes with being alive in this day and time.
The problem is they don't have it in 5-gallon buckets yet.
IV.
Where I could put my whole ache and pain in there, in the bucket.
That would be well, wouldn't it?
Be
I heard
good.
all over. You know, when I get up in the morning and I don't have nothing hurting, that scares me. I'm thinking,
Yeah, that
oh,
is.
hell, that's the end of the world right here. I'm going to die feeling
I
good.
haven't been scared in a long time. You think we get a hot tub full of it?
So tell me something, Tater.
What's that?
You done got elected to the county commissioner.
I did. Thank you. I
Should
appreciate your help.
Should I call you Tater or Commissioner Tater or Sir or Admiral or?
I'm Tater.
Nothing changed,
The same guy I was last week.
All right, when you coming in office now? September, I believe. Ain't it?
September, I think.
Well, I tell you what, man, you're gonna be a good one because you are like I represent my show. You keep it real. You are one of us guys, and you're going to represent the district very well.
That's what that's my only intentions is to make sure that the 3,000 plus people out there in District 4 get their voices heard, and
That's all it is.
that's
man.
it, man.
That's
All I'm doing is just representing it, speaking for them.
What do you think about us breaking the internet? They claim because we called and asked what's going on. You know, after it was all over, you got a big broadband width or whatever the heck all that.
We broke it early though, because if you remember when I was out at Aces out there
Yeah.
trying to, hammer that deal out, and it was like skipping and cutting up, and
Well, that's a good problem to have.
Yeah.
But I think you're a county commissioner. You need to work on.
I knew there was something.
You need to work on is internet issues, man. It's horrible.
Well, I can ask those questions.
Ask them. It's all you can do, brother. All right, let's move on with the show. You ready to go?
I'm ready.
We have got an excellent show tonight, folks. We've got something here that everybody talks about. You hear about it, you read about it, you see about it, and your neighbors talk about it. So we're going to be here tonight with Bridget Lee and Jamie Prater. They are the ladies that run a little business out here called Emporium 419. It ain't 420, it's 419. 419. So welcome to the show, girls. How y'all doing?
We're good.
Which one's Bridget?
That'd be me.
That'd be you. Tell me something, Bridget. Who is Bridget Lee? Tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, I own Emporium 419. Opened that about 6 years ago with a partner. She's still kind of in, but not. We started travel nursing, so I've been doing that for the last 7 years almost, and run the store in the background.
Jamie Prater. I spoke with you the other day. I called you, talked on the phone for a minute. Said, "Who is this?" Because I looked at my notes and it said we're going to do some. I got excited. I'm still excited about y'all having her, but the way it was written up on my spreadsheet, I thought it was a Charlie Daniels band coming in. I got, darn man.
Why didn't you set that up?
Well, I thought he had it set up, but
If you can get him here, that's some bad stuff.
Some bad stuff. We can get
I mean, I
Charlie.
got pool. I don't know how much pool, though.
Welcome to the show, Jamie.
Thank you.
Hey, tell me a little bit about you, Jamie. What is your claim to fame with this Emporium 419?
Claim to fame. That's a good one. I started here almost 2 years ago. And I got started because my sister is a travel nurse with Bridget, so that's kind of how we got in. And then, I don't know, we just partnered up and kind of took over. So I'm the manager of the Emporium 419 now.
419. So, you being a travel nurse, you see all kind of narcotics, I guess the word to use, or drugs out there that the doctors use, and so you think this CBD oil has got a place in healing people and helping them getting rid of their aches and pains and curing illnesses and stuff. You think it's really, really out there?
I do. I've been able to see firsthand what it can do for people because of Jimmy, which is my husband. 9 years ago, he was diagnosed with a rare form of lupus, and they gave him 5 years to live. So during that 4th year, we got hooked up with CBD out in New Mexico by an Indian lady that had introduced us to it. And he started taking that. At that time, he was pretty much homebound and on oxygen and really nothing left to do except for buy our time. So he started that, and within 3 months, he was able to come off of the oxygen and was actually feeling better and able to come out of the house and do a couple of things. You know, he still has good days and bad days. He's not on oxygen anymore, and his pulmonologists and rheumatologists are just like, they don't understand. I don't get it, how it works. They're studying it now.
Did he? I guess the word, did he drink it, chew it, or how did he get this drug in him?
So he takes a capsule form. That's what we started out with. He takes 30 milligrams a day is what we initially started out with. And he actually takes this brand right here, the Eco Caps. And that's what he's been on for the last 5.5 years.
So 5 years ago, he's supposed to already been gone. And he used to really think he's from the CBD oil. Is what?
Yeah, that's the only change that we made. And his pulmonologist told him, last visit that we went, he was like, "Man, I can't explain it. I don't understand it." And I was really
why don't they admit that worked?
I guess they just don't have enough knowledge.
That was my question. What I was going to ask you, is there any scientific studies or stuff that says it works or doesn't work? I know personally, not to the degree that he does, but through my chiropractors and stuff, that they've used it, and I've seen where it helps. But is there any scientific data out there anywhere that says or can explain why it works, as opposed to other than just it works?
Yes, there is several case studies that they've been doing, and information, not just with humans, but with animals as well. But now that it is becoming more acceptable, and the hemp law has allowed them to be able to do more studying on this and looking into it, there are more case studies, and we are learning more and more about other cannabinoids, not just CBD, like the CBN, CBG.
Is it safe?
Yes.
Is it legal?
It is, as long as it comes from the industrial hemp plant and it is less than 0.3% of THC.
Is it regulated?
They are in the process of regulating things. It is regulated to an extent. Most everybody uses a third-party lab, so we test for any kind of chemicals, pesticides, molds, all of those things, and test to make sure that there's, not over 0.3% of THC, how much CBD is in there, and things like that.
So if you get one of your products, there's a content label on the side that tells you what's in it.
So just piggybacking off of what she said, most of our products contain a QR code on the back, or we can provide you a certificate of analysis in store. Just pretty much like she said, it's going to give you a breakdown of like what the lab found in that product. So your main focus is to make sure that when you do look up at your certificate of analysis, that the picture on that lab report matches the product in your hand. Because a lot of times people will come into our place of business and will say, well, I did that, and this is what it showed me, and it'll be, we'll just say a vape in their hand, but the picture is for a bud, which is like the flower that you smoke. So those two things are not going to be identical.
For sure.
So a lot of people either don't know that a certificate of analysis is on the products, or they're buying products that do not contain a certificate of analysis because they're not made correctly.
Is this hemp oil? I mean, is it hemp oil, or is it hemp seed oil, or what is this CBD? I mean, I'm kind of learning. I don't know anything about it. Y'all made me do some homework here. But,
So there is a difference between hemp oil and CBD oil.
What is the difference in CBD and hemp? Ain't they both in the same family?
So they are in the same family.
Just different plants?
Yes and no.
Explain it.
So hemp oil that we think of when you come in and say, I got hemp oil, or I got a product that's diluted in hemp oil, is like a carrier oil. So it really only has anti-immunity properties, or like helps with cholesterol and things like that, cooking wise. Okay, it's just a carrier. It does not have the product. It does not have the properties that CBD has, so it's not going to help the things that CBD or other cannabinoids
What
would
does
help with.
CBD stand for?
Cannabidiol.
Okay. Do you know that, Tater?
No.
I didn't either.
What is the, I don't even know what a word is. Okay, what is the chemical makeup? What is there's got to be a chemical or
Agent.
something off of the periodic chart, I would think, combination of the above that is the working part that helps you with the healing and the pain, and was it like
It's not necessarily that it's all, like you're giving it all to the plant itself and what you're trying to come up with over there. But the thing is, your body already naturally has a system for it. So you're using a natural made product and your body already naturally produces it. So all you're doing is filling in the puzzle pieces. You're connecting your two puzzle pieces and pretty much replenishing what your body gets rid of on a daily basis.
So you're saying that the human body is already designed with receptors in it to take CDC oil.
Correct.
Is there a time in our past where we eat it, shoot it, or something, you think?
All of the above. We used it for ropes, we used it for paper, we used it for literally everything.
Well, the
Medicines that used to give to kids.
Now I know the peace pipe that the Native Americans smoked, that's what it had, Tater. It had marijuana in it.
It is?
Yeah, it had some form of it that we used to have. Seriously.
I always wanted to be an Indian.
It was. It did have marijuana in it, but
Yeah.
CBD comes from the industrial hemp plant,
What's
so
the
it is
difference
different.
between marijuana and hemp, CBD? Just trying to, for me, and there's a lot of my audience members that Mike, we know all this. Well, Mike don't know. When I grew up, marijuana was something you smoked, Tater, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that smell. You know, everybody knew that smell. But now, a lot of people believe that they're just trying to find a way to legalize recreational marijuana. When they talk about CBD and hemp oils, they're saying, well, Mike, they're just wanting to legalize marijuana, which maybe they need to. I mean, don't marijuana itself have medical powers to heal and do certain things?
It does. So there's a ratio. The marijuana that is higher in a CBD content has more, well, maybe not necessarily more,
I didn't know where you were just going. I couldn't think.
healing properties. It works differently.
Oh, go ahead. How I present it to everybody that comes in the store is, think of them as a cousin plant. So obviously your DNA is going to be somewhat similar because you're in the same family.
Your kin.
But your DNA is not identical.
Sure.
So even though CBD has its own properties and can do its own job, marijuana has its own properties and does its own job. But together they can do a whole bunch more.
So hemp is kind of the in my way of looking, in the country out there in Hyco where I live, you know, you got tomato, that's a plant, but you got all different strands of tomatoes, different kinds of beans. You know, you got string beans, you know, all the different kind of beans. Is hemp kind of the mother, and your marijuana comes off of that, and other plants come off of that?
Two different plants.
Two completely different plants.
That's what I was going to ask. It's
Yeah.
like, okay, the plant that we all tried to grow in the greenhouse in FFI, you know, every kid's tried
Yeah.
that. So
Yeah.
what I'm saying is, if you take that particular plant, you're not going to get the properties out of that type marijuana as what you would. You can't
Industrial
make
hemp.
these products out of
Does
that.
Correct.
Does hemp
So
oil? Go
the
ahead, Ted.
type that you're making it out of is some point had to be scientifically or in a lab made, or
No, it's still grown. It's still grown outside. It can be grown inside. All the things are the same. It's just like,
but it's hybrid.
no. So if we had two plants and we took them outside, and this is a hemp plant and this is a marijuana plant, and you put them in the ground and you take care of them the same, they're still going to grow. They're still going to do the same thing.
So they're like two different things.
This product, your hemp products, you're not going to get high off
You
of.
don't have THC in it, correct?
Your marijuana products, you get high off of.
It does have THC.
So it doesn't have a
in it.
psychoactive property that marijuana has. Your hemp plants do not have a
I
psychoactive
think,
property.
Tater, what they're telling us, it's kind of like any other, like a tree. You know, you got an oak tree, a pine
Right,
tree.
that's what I was gonna compare that
you
to.
know, and basically what it is, they're both in the same family. Like all trees are kind of trees, you know, but they got oak trees, pine tree. I think you got your hemp plants, your marijuana. Is there other plants in that family?
Don't get me to line on that.
Yeah,
Okay.
not that I'm aware of. So
I
the
think-
industrial hemp plant comes from the marijuana plant. However, it has been changed over time to only have a small amount of THC in it. If it gets more than what it is supposed to have in that hemp plant or field,
Yeah.
it gets destroyed.
Okay.
The government will come along.
That was my, I think.
Which is where your 0.3% and all those numbers come in.
I
to play.
think, Tater, I think the problem, what I'm reading in this is the pharmaceutical companies can't control this.
Correct.
They can't. It's a natural plant, and they don't get to take the chemicals. They don't get to make, like opiates. They made opiates into painkillers and stuff. I don't know why the pharmaceutical hasn't. Can they not control the money with it, or why is it not picked up by some of your big pharmaceutical companies?
So there is a pharmaceutical out there. It's called Epidiolex, and it is a form of CBD that is a pharmaceutical grade. However, it's very expensive, and I'm not sure if most insurances cover it or they don't cover it. You know, I guess it depends on the individual or whatever. But for instance, me as a mother and you as a dad, if you have a child that you are using a product with for seizures, for instance, and the product that you're purchasing is working, are you willing to change to the Epidiolex to try? Okay.
That's
So
tough.
that's kind of where you're,
Yeah.
yes, Big Pharma has a product, but people that have been doing this or have moved, places and can get their hands on this on industrial hemp, and it is doing what they need it to do, there's no reason for them to go to the pharmaceutical.
My mother was Native American, and I grew up with all them kind of remedies. My mother's passed now, so she can't get arrested for what I'm going to tell you. But a lot of times growing up, we didn't run to the doctor. We had home remedies in my house. We had snuff. We had burns. If you got a bad, let's say you got a bad bug bite, and Mom would put snuff on it, and that would usually, take it and heal it up. And if that wouldn't heal up, she'd say burn it, because that's what her ancestors did. They didn't know how to treat a lot of these elements, but they knew how to treat burn. They built fires all the time. You get burnt, they knew what to go out in the woods. They'd burn. My mama stuck a cigarette to one of my big sores I had one time when I was young. She puffed it up. She didn't smoke. She got it red out and stuck it on. I like to mess in myself. And then she doctored that burn and it went away. Growing up with that kind of remedies at home, hemp fits into what I grew up with, and we didn't have none of that. I'm not saying we use hemp, but my mama had all kind of stuff in the wilderness she would use. We eat poke salad, and there's certain trees that she'd chew the off of. She said it helps headaches. I think it was weeping willow maybe, or some tree. I don't remember what it was. It helped headaches. And you had your black walnut trees done this and done this. I grew up with that. And me and my sister both did. We grew up with that kind of home doctrine. So I can see this fitting right into it. There is a place for hemp, I do believe. And I believe there's a place for marijuana. If a person, it's at the end of their life, and there's really nothing you can do, and they can't eat, and they don't feel good, and they don't want to take all them chemicals, let them smoke the marijuana, man. What's it hurt, Tater?
I don't know.
It don't hurt nothing. Let them do it.
Ain't bother me none.
No, I don't mind either. What has people used this CBD oil for? What is it used? Is it oil? It's in everything. What is them? Tell me. I think there's 175 uses this thing can really be used on. Name me just 173 of them. No, I'm kidding. Tell me.
Starting in the beginning.
Starting. What all can you use this for? It's got to be from A to Z. But give me just a quick reference to what all elements you have that you can use this for.
I can speak personally
Sure.
for myself. I was on 14 different medications when I started working for her almost 2 years ago. So I have migraine issues, I have fibromyalgia, I have IBS, I have endometriosis.
I don't know what the hell none of that is.
Right,
but
it's
you
complicated.
sick.
Pretty much I'm in pain 24/7
Okay, I got
for
you.
the most part. So for me personally, and I have severe anxiety, PTSD. So for me personally, I was a little skeptical about it, because I knew marijuana side of things. I didn't know CBD side of things. So it was also open for me as well. So my goal was to come off all of my medications. I talked to my doctor about it. I told her what my goal was, and I'm going to implement in CBD one thing at a time. So for me personally, I started off on a tincture, which is an oil that you just put under your tongue. After about a month of taking that, I realized my body wasn't processing that oil correctly. So I switched to a capsule, which is what she said that Jimmy took. I was able to process the capsule better, so I did that for a few months. So fast forward, I'll go for a 6-month checkup. Before I started taking CBD, all my numbers were completely off the charts. I was fixing to add more medications to my regimen. 6 months after taking CBD, all my levels were normal, and my doctor was comfortable enough at that point to start taking me off of those medications.
Really?
Fibromyalgia is one of those that there's only 3 medications known to work for it. However, those 3 medications, marijuana is 30 times more likely to work for it. So I already knew going into it, medication for fibromyalgia was not going to work. And since I have fibromyalgia, medication doesn't work as well for me as it would a normal person, which is how I have to be on so many to counteract side effects. So I knew that going in that I was already going to be different from a normal everyday user. So I have to use different products because I have so many things going on personally. But I currently don't use any pharmaceuticals. I don't have as many, knock on here, Lord mercy. I don't currently have as many migraines. I was going from 8 a month, and I haven't had but maybe 2 in 4 months. I don't swell as much from my fibromyalgia.
You don't swell?
Swell.
Okay.
After being up a lot, my neuropathy, like, pins and needles, all those things in my hands and feet aren't near as bad. I would wake up some mornings not even able to grip things, and now I can. I don't have as much of anxiety. I mean, I know I'm up here getting a little nervous and all that,
No,
but
you're fine.
I used to not be able to leave my house. My anxiety would be so bad, and then that would trigger my PTSD. So after figuring out which products I needed for me personally that would work, my PTSD is not triggered. My anxiety is not triggered as much. If it does get triggered and I am out, I know what products I need in that moment to accommodate those needs. And I can tell you, hey, this is what triggered me, as to where before I would just break down crying or would be angry and never be able to tell you what was wrong. Because I was on so many medications that were counteracting each other, I was like a zombie.
They say every bit of medicine got a little poison, so I think
Correct.
that's what you was getting.
Mm-hmm. And so, like, all the medications was hurting me more than it was helping me. And so I talked to them, we just kind of got a game plan of what I was trying, what I wasn't trying. And then, like I said, it took me a little bit to figure out what works best with my body. But once I figured that out, I've saved more money in doctor visits than any before, so it's helped me personally. And then, there's times where my daughter's 9 years old and I'd considered putting her on ADHD medication. However, I don't feel comfortable with that. So there's times where I've given her CBD because her anxiety is up. And at 9 years old, that's her go-to. When her anxiety's up, she says, hey, Mom, I need this,
What about blood pressure?
I mean, it's supposed to help regulate blood pressure.
Do you have one that because I don't have bad blood pressure. I'm on a pill for it once a day, and they've tried 2 or 3 different ones and finally got it regulated. But there's a lot of side effects with this medicine. I think it's what makes me so tired at the end of the day. I think it's bringing my blood pressure down, but it's wearing me down. But I don't know how I'm supposed to feel at my age. I may be above average, or I may be below average. I've never been here before. I don't know how I'm supposed to feel. If I come to you, walked in your store, and say, hey, I've got a blood pressure issue, what would you, either one of y'all, tell me I need to look at?
A full spectrum CBD.
Most of the time we go straight for full spectrum, just because
Is that an oil, a gummy?
it can be in any form.
What would be some of the side effects of taking CBD? If, say, Mike, never took any of that, I'm a good, honest, I don't drink, don't smoke, I don't do any of that stuff, I do everything right. What's the side effects?
You're not going to feel any different taking CBD than what you do
Right now.
It's not like you're going to take it and feel like you took a pain pill, or you're going to be high or something like that.
You're not going to have a boost of speed or any of those things.
Yeah, you can take a whole bottle of CBD and you're not going to overdose on it. None of those.
Go ahead, Taylor. I'm sure you go over there and won't ask something. But you
It looks like he's got something on his mind.
No, I'm just listening. I'm still trying to figure out. I don't want to keep going back to this,
No,
but
you're fine.
hemp is a plant. Marijuana is a plant. No, listen to me.
I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
All right. Here's what I'm trying to get at.
I'm with you,
when
brother.
corn, when the Indians started planting corn, and they had marijuana over on the side, and their corn plants weren't but this tall. Through genetics and different things, now corn is freaking 16 foot tall, and it's got ears this long. So this is what I'm at. Did the hemp that you use to make this stuff, did it originally come from marijuana, and they have genetically moved it over to the hemp without the
I think
THP?
I can answer that. I believe. Y'all correct me where I'm wrong. A lot of time people think hogs and chickens are genetically engineered. Not necessarily. A lot of times on hogs, for example, you're going to have, every once in a while, you're going to have a big boar hog being grown, and you're going to have a big sow hog. And you breed them.
I got
to
you.
get bigger.
I understand how all that works. I'm saying
that's
is
how this worked.
that's what I'm asking.
Yes, I think.
You're on the right track.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just if you keep trying to analyze it, it's going to get more complicated
It
in
is.
your mind, and then it gets a lot more complicated than that.
Maybe I need one of them gummy worms then.
You probably
It'll
do.
uncomplicate my mind.
Jimmy's got a whole book called the Cannabis Bible. Come by anytime. I'm
Taylor,
sure
I
he'll
don't-
explain it to you.
I don't think CBD oil would help your mind.
You don't think so?
No, it would take a lot more than that. I don't even think
Well, golly.
surgery would help you.
Probably
I
wouldn't.
think you. All right, y'all don't go nowhere. We get back, we're going to have some talking about what this stuff right here is. We're gonna find out what's going on. They're telling me to put it back down. You hear that?
I heard that.
Anyway, we're gonna talk about what we got here in this stuff right here. We're gonna talk more and find out different things about this. Hey, I might even try it myself. Who knows? You know, I'm a doubting Thomas, but you know, if they convince me, if you can convince old Mike, you've done something well. 'Cause I'm kind of, I don't know. We're gonna take a short break. We're gonna come back and we're going to find out more about this. You might ought to watch this break because there might be something coming. All right, we'll be right back in just a few minutes. Hang around. Don't go nowhere.
This presentation of the Mike Weatherford Show is being brought to you by
With a new name and a new location, Paris Power Sports is now Paris Outdoor Power. What's not changing, though, is the same great quality service and commitment to your satisfaction. Leading the area since 2016 as your bad boy and skag mower dealer, Paris Outdoor Power will continue to proudly bring only the best in outdoor equipment, including now TYM tractors, as well as outstanding, reliable service that is centered on and committed to creating long-lasting relationships. Come see our new showroom today, Paris Outdoor Power. Mow with an attitude and power on.
Take Me Back Cafe. Delicious home-cooked family-style meals in a nostalgic, warm, and inviting atmosphere. Take Me Back Cafe. Great for the entire family.
and the attorneys at Hawley & McAdams, who with over 90 years of combined experience pride themselves in competent, thorough representation, utilizing their vast experience in a broad array of practice areas. Voted favorite law firm in the 14th Annual Reader's Choice Award, Hawley & McAdams are proud and honored to serve you.
Shattering the image of standard nursing homes and committed to enhancing the human spirit, Charter Senior Living of Paris is focused on removing barriers that can prevent your success and a better life. A unique boutique community with many wonderful amenities, we offer various levels of quality care in an apartment and floor plan of your choosing. Learn more and request your free resource guide at charterparis.com or give us a call today. When physical assistance becomes a necessity, enjoy the peace of mind you deserve. The decision to buy or sell a home can be a difficult one, and it's important to have someone you can trust during that process. Landmark Realty is that someone, committed to serving you and to building solid, long-lasting relationships. Our experienced real estate agents with established professional networks work hard to help you find your perfect dream home. Browse our wide variety of homes at landmarkrealtytn.com or stop in at either of our 2 locations in Camden or Paris. Don't live in the past. Let Landmark move you into your future.
Whether it's real estate, business, criminal, or family law, civil litigation, estate planning, or even personal injury, attorneys Andy Clark and Chad Cox of Clark & Cox PLLC provide the experience and trusted representation that you're looking for. A long-standing Paris PI Reader's Choice favorite. Clark & Cox address your legal issues using the team approach, setting into motion a strong and highly competent and capable staff to assist you with all your legal needs. To find out more about how we can help you, visit clarkandcoxlaw.com or call us at 731-642-4446.
L.I. Smith & Associates, a full-service engineering and surveying company that combines 40 years of industry expertise with new cutting-edge technology to provide innovative solutions to real-world problems. Headquartered in Paris, the professionals at L.I. Smith are dedicated to providing high-quality surveying and civil engineering services throughout Henry County and the surrounding region. L.I. Smith & Associates, industry expertise, innovative solutions, and community-focused. 54 Fuel Mart, a great place to eat with friendly staff and some of the best gas prices in town. Stop in for a bite to eat or get treated like family. That's 54 Fuel Mart, 1213A West Wood Street in Paris.
Welcome back, folks. We Inflation Busters going right now. Caller number 7. You want to call 731-227-2451 and get you one of them Landmark Realty $100 bills. Caller number 7. The number's on the front. Tell you, that's a pretty good thing Landmark's doing. You know what?
Yeah, it's cool.
It's cool.
Yeah, it's a real good deal.
It's a 12-week. I think we're on our 4th week. We still got 8 more weeks to go. All you got to do is watch the show. Tonight, it's a number 7 caller. It's 227-2451. Call now. Then you get a $100 bill. You don't get no better. How much easier can it be to get a $100 bill?
Pretty daggum easy if you're caller number 7.
Inflation.
If you're number 6, not so much.
No, or 8 or 9 or 20 or 100.
I think I need some CBD oil on this screen over. It keeps going blank every now and then.
Mine's perfect.
It wasn't just a minute ago. Mine was blue.
Well, that's because that's just the way it works sometimes.
Okay.
You know, you can't
might
have
make
it
it
all
feel
the
better.
time. It is, but talking about this inflation, but we're all in this together. Everybody right now is kind of struggling. I mean, if you go to the grocery store, you go to the gas pump, or you go anywhere, you know, we're all struggling, brother.
I tell you what, though, too, and I'm proud of this community we live in because some of the local stores around it. I went to Memphis a couple weeks ago, wasn't it? And I don't know what I was thinking, but I left here and didn't fill my car up. And I got down there and paid $4.69.
Yeah.
And I told them cats, I said, man, y'all need to come to Paris. They said, you know, why is that? I said, our gas is $3.49.
Yeah.
And I think I've noticed now a lot of the surrounding towns and stuff are trying to bring their gas prices down. I think this good old local Paris, Tennessee
sell gas
helped.
for what you give for it. You sell gas for what it costs to replace it. You know, it's kind of like commodities market. You know, if you buy it at $2 a gallon, you sell it for $2.05 or $2.10, whatever you want to sell it for. You know, you're making 10 cents a gallon. Well, if your neighbor down the road buys it and it's $1.09 and he sells it for $2, well, you got to match him, so you're going to be losing money.
Right.
It's a commodities market, and people don't quite understand that's how gas works. I used to sell gasoline. You don't sell gas for what you give for it. You sell it for what it costs to replace it. You play the scale. You'll make money and you'll lose money. Over the end of the year, you try to average it out. And these guys in the county are doing a good job at that.
I think so. That was my point.
They're right. They're playing the market well. They're losing when they have to, and they're making when they can. You know, gasoline is high, but it's a low profit product.
Oh, always.
Yeah, you think you're making a lot of money on gas. Well, 5,000 gallons of gas. If you're making a nickel a gallon, figure that up. And you got pumps.
Oh, they're making way more on a soft drink than they are on a gallon of gas.
That's right.
I don't care what anybody says.
All righty, folks, we've got a winner. You can quit your dialing, quit your trying, and we're going to put it through here in just a second, Tater. We're going to find out who the winner is, a $100 bill. They can go buy them a tank of that, what we call cheap gas. Tell everybody's bragging about the gas going down. No, it ain't still up over $1 a gallon what it was a couple years ago.
It's about, $3.11. I think I saw something at $3.11.
It's about, what is that?
That's just for regular now. Like most of it, except my car, I put that high test in there, and it's a little bit more. But for just the regular gas.
Everybody says gas is down. Oh, hell, it ain't. It's still up.
Nah, it ain't down.
No, it's better than it was, but it's still up there. I think we're getting a patch through here on our winter. I think what we're waiting on.
I want to know what's wrong with all these guys, man. They can't get in. They can't get on the phone and call.
Well, these women are.
I know these women are wearing them out, man.
Well, hell, I mean, he says, "Honey, call," like you do. Honey, call.
Yeah, but I ain't nobody listening when I'm saying that.
No, I do. Another woman named Denise.
I see that.
Denise, are you on here with us?
I am.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
What are you going to do with that $100?
I have no idea.
Hey, it don't matter what you do.
Actually, I do. I'll probably put it on my Jeep.
Put it on your Jeep. What do you got to do to your Jeep? In gas tank? That's a good place to put it.
That's probably a good place to put it. Absolutely.
That's great.
I'll tell you another place you could put it. I have a Nissan. You could use $100 worth of gas in it.
We ain't gonna put it on no Nissan.
I got. What about a Chevrolet pickup? I got one sitting out here. Probably take $100.
Probably so. No, not gonna put it in a Chevrolet either.
It's going in your Jeep, is it not? Hey, I appreciate you calling in. I really do. Congratulations on winning. What do you think about landmarks?
Mike, have you figured?
Go ahead.
Mike, have you figured out what Denise you're talking to yet?
I know exactly who I'm talking to. I know exactly who I'm talking to. I've told you when the first time. I didn't know. They didn't give me your last name, so I didn't know if we wanted your last name or not. But I know who Denise is.
I gotcha.
Yeah, that's right. Her name is Denise Barnhill. She is a massage therapist out here at West Tennessee Chiropractor. You know who Denise is.
What's all them noises about?
That's just something. That's people still calling in trying to win it. What you going to hear? Denise, I appreciate you calling in. Hey, where's your favorite place to tune in on Tuesday night at 7 p.m. on Facebook?
The Mike Weatherford Show. Where else?
That's right. Hey, thanks for calling. They'll give you all the info, but just run by the shop, and we got your money waiting on you.
I appreciate it.
Thanks Denise.
Mike.
Tell everybody.
Congratulations.
Well, all right. Denise Barnhill. Another $100 winner.
That's it, man.
I mean, the Landmark Realty is stepping up and showing out. That's pretty good for local guys to come out. 'Cause we're all in this together. We're all trying to fight through this hard times, Tater. And
it's rough on. I mean, it's probably going to get worse.
Well, it could.
Gets better.
It could.
I got a feeling, but.
Well, I mean, we all in this together. We all struggle when it's struggling. We all prosper when it's time to prosper. We're all in this together. And all right, folks, we're going to come back to something that's supposed to make you feel good also. Supposed to help your aches and your pain.
Make you feel good all over.
That's right. I got Jamie Prater and Bridget Lee here. We've been talking about the CBD oils and stuff. What kind of products can I find in your store? If I walked into your store and walked in, what am I going to see?
You're going to see a little bit of everything. We have flour.
Flour. Oh, that's enough. Stop up. Flour? Mm-hmm. You talking about the kind you make biscuits and out of?
No, I'm talking about industrial hemp flour. Looks like and smells like marijuana, but it is not.
Oh. So, not that kind of flour. See, I'm a fat boy. When you say flour, I want a biscuit.
Dude, I woke up when she said that. I'm thinking, this is going to be good right here.
Biscuits and gravy.
Listen, my first week there, I thought the same thing. So the whole time I'm looking for bags of flour. And I'm like, what is she talking about? And then it clicked. Like,
let me give you something that you need to do as old fat country boy out there in High Cold. Make biscuits and gravy with CBD oil and hell, well, all this fat. I'd be out there tomorrow, wouldn't you?
Dude, right
Biscuits
now.
and gravy. Think about that. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Why I interrupted you? If I walked into your store, what am I going to find?
We also have vapes that we sell there. We have capsule form. We have oil form, which is tincture that you would take under the tongue. We have gummies, and we have topicals, and we have chocolates.
Herbal teas, pottery, just kind of a little bit of everything.
I'm going to hold up some of these products and leave them on the camera here in just a minute. I want you to tell me what they're for. But I got a couple questions I want to ask you. What does the CBD type mean by CBD isolate, CBD broad spectrum, or CBD full spectrum? What is all of that about? Every time I've done a little study on that, it talks about that. What is that something important?
Yes, it
very
is.
important.
Okay, explain to me.
So if you take an isolate-based product, you're only getting CBD. So if you are looking at the industrial hemp plant, there's a whole profile that comes with that plant, 130 different cannabinoids, okay? If you take a full spectrum tincture, capsule, whatever, then you're getting all of that plant. If you take a broad spectrum, you're getting all of the plant minus THC. If you take a isolate-based product, then you're only getting CBD.
Okay, so what is Delta 8, Delta 9, Delta 10? Is that some kind of special forces the military uses, or that's something to do with CDB oil?
Oh gosh, I know she's going to do that to me. Both. It does both. So Delta 8 and Delta 9 and Delta 10, HHC, THC, there's a whole bunch of them, all come from the hemp plant itself. However, your Delta 8 and your Delta 9s will still give you a high similar to smoking marijuana or taking pain medication. So if you have to take a drug test, you will fail your drug test with a Delta 8 or Delta 9 or a Delta 10 product, HHC product, all because, especially your Delta 8 processes in your body the same way as THC. So when you take your drug test, it's going to show that you failed for THC. So a lot of people that have to take a drug test, that's one of the questions that we ask as soon as they say, I want to use a product, we say, do you have to take a drug test? Because if the answer to that is yes, we know automatically we cannot give you Delta 8, we cannot give you Delta 9, and we cannot give you a full spectrum product because it contains that THC level.
Okay. Even though it doesn't affect your motor skills, it's still
Your
in
Delta
there.
8 and Delta 9 products can. You also want to start slow with those. So if the package says it's a 25 milligram gummy, for example, we recommend you cut it in half, wait at least an hour, hour and a half, and then you can always increase, you cannot decrease. So if you do too much of a product like that gives you a high too soon, you're going to throw your body into what's called a panic high, which would be similar to the side effect use of a Delta 8 or Delta 9. Okay. You're not necessarily going to overdose, but if you do too much of it, you're going to feel that panic high. So you're going to either feel like you need to go to the hospital or, similar things to that.
Do jumping jacks or something.
Yeah, you're going to be way too high.
Did I ask you what some of the side effects of this oil can be in some of the products? Is there any side effects that Mike comes out there and first off, the camera here, if you can, I know it's unorthodox. Listen right here. I can't see them. We'll just forget it. But anyway, some of these products, I can't point at them. I can't see what the hell they are. Tell me some of the products that if I come in your place, say I want to do
Crappie dummies.
yeah, this one right here.
That's Hometown Hero.
Tell me about this now.
Okay, so that one,
Right
for
here, folks.
instance,
Y'all see what
in
this
your
is?
yellow bag comes in strawberry, mango, or pineapple flavors.
Yeah.
That one specifically isn't a sativa hybrid or indica, which is sativas are your uppers, hybrids are your in-between, indicas are your downers.
Right.
So that one is more of a hybrid blend for most people that are searching for a sativa hybrid or indica. That is a 10 milligram of a Delta 9 plus 10 milligrams of CBD per gummy.
Right.
So even with that, even though it is a low dose type of a gummy, it's still going to give you a pretty powerful punch. Right. So we still recommend you starting at a 5 milligram range, which would be cutting that gummy in half.
Some of the listed audits out there, if any of y'all have using these CBD products, type it in on Facebook. Dana, try to send some of that stuff in here because I'm very interested in this. What we got right here, I'm trying to find the camera. Y'all see this product right here, what I've got in my hand? Is that a salve or a cream?
It is.
Okay.
It is a topical.
Okay, tell me about that.
That is our survival cream, which is our #1 selling product in the entire store.
Okay, if I'm going to put that back up there, put this back on
So
the
we
camera.
all personally use that for different reasons. I know the first time I started working there, Jimmy's go-to was for chiggers, bug bites, all of those things. I use it personally for my fibromyalgia pains. I have the roll-on version. But you can use it for muscle pain, like if you have carpal tunnel issues, you can use it for that. Arthritis, like we said, bug bites. I've used it for sunburn pain because the prescription I was on, they didn't warn me that being in the sun too long would cause issues. I used it at work and was able to walk around all day and was fine without having that ache and pain from the sunburn. I actually use that if I feel a headache coming on. I use that as well to help with prevent migraines.
What is this product right here? Y'all told me earlier that's chocolate.
It is chocolate.
It was
that
all
one.
I could do not to get up in that bad
It's
boy.
delicious. So that one specifically is a Delta 9 chocolate.
So that would show up in a drug test.
Correct.
So if I ate this whole bait of chocolate right here and I drove home, I'd be in
You
trouble.
wouldn't drive home. So there's that. Because it is 100 milligrams
If I
for
ate
the
all
entire.
of this and Tater drove me home.
Yeah, that would work.
Okay.
Totally work. So each square of those is 25 milligrams of Delta 9. The entire thing is 100 milligrams of Delta 9.
What would I use this for?
So we have some people that just use it to use it. You know, you have people out there obviously that use them for more of a recreational use than medical. But for the most part, I have most of our customers that use that. Will use that, break it in half, even a square itself in half, and use it for pain or to help them sleep.
Okay. This product right here.
That is EcoPets. It's an 1,800 milligram tincture
For your dogs.
for your dog. You can use it on your cat. You can use it on yourself as well.
Kids?
You can use it on your kid. I mean,
This right here,
it's safe.
everybody knows Fred. That's my dog. You know Fred.
I know Fred.
Fred's cool. Everybody
Fred
knows.
should have been on the show.
He should have been on the show. 'Cause
Yeah.
see, me and Fred went to Africa and he chased a rhino and whooped his hind end. So he's a little.
Gotcha.
But the only thing that bothers him is storms. You know, he'll wake me up. He'll jump up in bed with me and get over there and just stand there and look at me. He don't make no noise, but I feel his presence. And I've noticed that the older he's getting to be, he's 12 years old, and he's my best friend. Will this right here really work to keep Fred when the storms are coming? I mean, I don't want to OD my dog. Now, Fred's my best.
You can't OD him.
Okay, how would I, now, folks, if y'all got dogs, I'm going to put this up here one more time. I'm not trying to sell y'all. Y'all going
You're doing a great job. You just keep doing that.
Y'all going to owe me for an info
I
commercial
swear.
when this is done.
So that one, even though it does say 4 dogs, it can be used for cats, like
I
we
understand,
said.
but
It
I'm
can
talking
not-
about
So-
my list of viewers out there. Every one of us has got dogs. If you've got a dog that does like Fred does, how much would I give by weight?
That's what I was going to say. It depends on weight. So if on the side of the bottle there, if you'll show on the side of the packaging, it has measurements. So it has some small to large. My dog personally uses it. He weighs about 65 pounds. He's a pit mix. I give him a full dropper, even though the recommended dosing is only a 3/4 dropper because he is hyperactive.
Fred will weigh about what your dog craps.
Yeah, so
Fred is
you're going to
small
need
dog.
at least a full dropper.
Okay.
But in saying all of that, I give mine more because he is a super hyperactive dog.
Sure.
So the recommended dosage does calm him down, but not to the level we need to during a storm. I give it to him also, not just during storms, fireworks. He has attachment issues, so I give it to him when people leave the house, if I take him to the vet.
Fred's like that.
But also with their old age, it helps with their inflammation as well and their joints. So they're able to jump up and down off the bed and play a lot more on it.
Fred is getting fat. He's like me. Dana, she feeds us well, you know, and so Fred's getting a little bit heavy, and he has trouble jumping around, and he's getting
That will
older.
help him.
We also have customers that will use that for their dogs that have seizures.
The Fred does. Fred is. I hate to butt in. Fred is a Dachshund Beagle mix, and he does have seizure. And I have some medicine I give him. This product right here, I'm going to purchase that. I'm going to try that on Fred because I think a lot of. If I'm willing to put it on Fred, I got to take some myself. You know, 'cause I would give Fred nothing that I wouldn't take myself.
Right.
As soon as you get done, we'll put a dropper of it on your tail.
I had a lady that come in that uses our products as well as the dogs, and she
Here's
ran out of
another
hers
product
and
right
used
here.
her dogs instead.
Get this product right here. Now, what is this one?
So that is our CBD Classic 750 milligram. It is THC free. So anybody that obviously cannot take a product because they have to take a drug test would
What would
obviously
I
get a
take this
THC
for?
free. For anything.
Just
I
tell-
mean,
All right, I got some
for
right answer.
for anxiety, inflammation, pain, sleep, IBS,
Just general-
migraines,
just general health,
from your head
like
to
a
your toe.
vitamin pill.
Correct.
So it's just gonna get rid of all of it?
Yeah.
It's not going to get rid of it.
Kay said it helps her severe neck pain. Kay, I feel you on that neck pain. I have too many years of leaning back, working on cars, laying up, racing in demolition derbies and stunt driving, wrecks. You know, that's part of my job, wrecking a car. I have neck issues. It's horrible. And Dr. Forster is a friend of mine. I'm not giving him a free plug, but he works on my neck and keeps me going. It's okay. I understand that. If you say it helps your neck, I'm going to be one of your customers. And Jacob says his aunt takes the ECOGELs.
Eco-gels.
Eco-gels, and it helps her joint pain, her memory. I need that, Jacob. Trust me.
A
Memory.
lot of times, didn't mean to interrupt
He
you.
says
but
she's sharp and does yard work now. If she's sharp and does yard work, I want 3 of them damn things. I hate to mow the yard.
That's what I was going to say. A lot of our
I can't remember to
elderly
mow.
customers will tell me when they come in that, you know, they were skeptical at first, but like the days that they're going to be in the yard, they'll go ahead and double up on their CBD and use it as a preventative. So instead of taking it for bedtime that night, they'll take it that morning because they're in the yard picking up sticks. They're doing a lot, so they use it as a preventative as well.
I was going to ask, how do you administer the oil? Because, you know, like you meet some of those people that sell those essential oils, and you walk in, you got a little something hurting or something, and they're like, well, let me rub a little of this lavender behind your ear. Let me rub this lemongrass over here behind. So how do you administer that type?
That oil is taken sublingual. You actually would put it under your tongue. We recommend that you hold it there for at least 30 seconds, up to 3 minutes.
Put some
then
oil under your tongue?
Under your tongue, yes.
Remind me of that black draw.
Some
What's
of
it?
it, actually, that brand that right
Which
there.
one? This one?
Is our own brand. So that is
I'm
made
gonna
from
get with
Tennessee
that.
grown hemp.
I'm going to get
Okay.
with you.
It doesn't really have any flavor at all. You will get some products out there that actually
How much you take under your tongue
It'll depend.
on tater?
hoe dropper. I would recommend a hoe dropper.
You want some?
Yeah, just give me a
So-
drink. That's how I do cough
Don't
syrup.
drink it, hell,
I just
take a-
cough
listen.
syrup. Don't you just?
No.
I mean, you can, but it can get real costly
Don't
that
do
way, so I
that.
don't recommend
Well, this
it.
right here's free.
But for
It's on my
the
bill, I'm sure.
for people
Wow.
that come in, you definitely want to
Now this is
do
cool.
it based
right?
on weight
This
and
is
stuff
cool
like that
right
as well.
here. I want to. There's 2 sides of this in the control room. First off, I want you to check this out right here on the back side. There is a crappie jig coming on right there. You see that? I'll get the glare out of it. That is a crappie jig for us crappie fishermen. And here's the product. Crappie gummies. Explain that one.
So that is a Delta 8 based product.
Just say again.
That is a Delta 8 based product, as to where the Hometown Heroes are Delta 9 based.
Yeah.
So that one specifically is a 25 milligram gummy.
Well, okay. Now it's called crappie gummy.
Gummies,
For the
correct.
people that's not from around here, my friends from up north and probably down in Florida, that's not crappie. That's crappie.
So their motto is, "It will slap the crappie right out of you." So
Proceed with caution.
Producer said he uses that for his back. It works
Yes.
good. So it
A lot of
works
people
good.
use those more for pain and sleep.
Taylor, did you take some?
No, not yet.
Oh, you chicken. You always my guinea pig.
It's
Remember-
closed, man. I
You
don't
know-
want to.
You know
Just
what?
take the gummies and
you know
skip
what?
the
You
oil.
know what he's got to do? He's got to parasail off the tower, Eiffel Tower out here at the park. We're working on that. So he's
So what
done,
am I trying to accomplish with this?
not to die.
Oh,
So CBD oil
Yeah.
is
If
meant
you
to
take
be
that,
long-
you'll probably start singing.
No.
Could you sing before?
this is probably $300 worth.
They say
It's not.
it-
So you're good.
Just take a drop. While y'all want to watch him on live TV, be my guinea pig. Look at this.
So you want to fill the dropper all the way up.
That's how I love Taylor. Listen, tell him how.
Bless him.
So what do I do with this?
You put it underneath your tongue.
You may hold your tongue up for you, or can you do
Now,
it?
I actually do have kind of like a slight headache around it. So how long will this take to work?
Immediately.
Just depends. So that's another thing. I'm glad you asked that question. A lot of people think that when you take it, you're instantly going to have a automatic response from it. So CBD is not an automatic response. Most people, it takes a little bit for it to process in their body. Just like your Delta 8s can take anywhere from 30 minutes to 2 hours to feel. CBD
Tater, this
15
gin
minutes
may
to
be
30.
your gin.
Yeah.
You read that?
Here we go.
All right.
I'll put this under my tongue.
Yes.
Do you want me
just
to hold
drop
your
it
tongue?
under your tongue.
Do you want me to hold your tongue for you?
It's
be
not
all
going to
right.
hurt you, I promise. There you go.
And just hold it there. Don't swallow
Oh
it.
man. Oh, dude. What it tastes like?
It's not the best.
It ain't.
It's not.
I didn't know. I knew it had to be bass when I give it to him. All right, Tater, you okay?
Oh, yeah.
All right, you gonna live?
Yeah.
Headache's gone, ain't it?
I'm probably going to deep fry some French fries under my tongue later.
Headache's gone.
Not yet.
It's working on it.
But that's why you take one of those Delta 8s to get rid of your
mean,
anxiety.
What is this
Wait.
product? They're telling me running close. What is this product? Right?
That's the Eco Caps. That's the one that she referenced to earlier when she was talking about the product that Jimmy used himself specifically.
Right.
So that one is a 30 milligram per capsule. So that one has like the oil inside of the capsule. So a lot of people will go to that because it's already pre-measured out. They don't have to measure out with the tincture, and they can just throw it in their medicine bottle and roll on.
These products that we've been showing right here. I've got one more that I'm going to show you. This one right here. It's a vape. Is that just a vapor, or has that got a CBD oil in it? Tell me about
That
this.
is just Delta 8.
So that would make me high.
That will make you high.
Is it legal?
Correct. Because it's
legal.
under the 0.3% mark.
Is there an age limit to buying those?
You have to be 21 and older.
Tater, do you want to hit this?
I was wondering if maybe they had it in I was wondering if they had it in suppository form for you.
For me?
Yeah.
They do make CBD in a suppository form.
I should have known.
Would you help me?
They do.
I'll let you. Chad can help you.
We'll get a close up on that if you'll help me take it.
They do.
All these products here, any of y'all produce yourself? If not, explain to me that we can guarantee us that you're getting them from a reliable source. Because a lot of people is going to say, I don't trust that mess. I can buy it in the convenience store. If that's what you want, buy it. But you're selling products that you trust, or you wouldn't be taking them yourself. Is most of these products come from a reliable source?
They do. So I can give you the little background.
Sure.
For the most part, I do all the orders for the store. And so like she said earlier, she's a travel nurse. So it's hard to keep her in the store. So what we do is if someone is interested in us selling their products, they reach out or we reach out to them, whichever. They'll send us in samples. So once they send us in samples, we do the background work ourselves and do research on the company, their reviews, all those things, as well as we sample products that are sent. We give them to reliable customers that are going to give us honest feedback as well. Yeah. So between our research, our trying, our customers trying, if it's all a 5-star review per se, at that point, then we can carry it. But all of our products, we make sure come with a certificate of analysis as well. Or, obviously we're not going to carry that because we want you guys to know what you're using from your products as well.
I want to go to someone, not knocking convenience stores by no means. I don't knock people. But I don't want to walk in the convenience store and it's hanging on the counter and take that thing and swallow it because you don't know what the hell's in it.
Correct.
You don't know what's in it. There's no way to know.
It says banana runt.
Yeah, and the person behind the counter's job is to get you in and out of that convenience
Well,
store. Their job isn't to answer questions about the products.
That's exactly right. You've done a good job of that tonight. So any product y'all make yourself?
We don't make all of our products, so we make the Emporium brand products.
Is any of that here tonight? Yeah.
Correct.
The oil
like the
that
tincture,
Tater has.
your survival creams.
Oh, Tater does sucked up the
Well,
oil.
I'm going to tell you, y'all need to work on the flavor.
It's awful. I know.
It's pretty bad.
We do have flavors we can add to it.
We do have flavors we can add to it. It
Ass?
tastes like
It tastes
It
like
tastes
ass.
straight like it tastes like an oil plant. I mean,
Tastes like ass, he said. Everybody understands what that, but Tater, a lot of medicine does that to me.
Oh, it really does.
You ever going to have a colonoscopy? That shit that mess they give you to drink.
It's terrible.
It's unreal. I told the doctor, well, Mike, I said, listen, you can do open heart surgery, you can put new joints in, you can do all, but you can't give me something that don't taste like this from crap right here. Come on. Well, I said, you take it, you drink it, here, you want it. But these products right here is, if I walked into your store and I told you, and I said, Jamie, I got a little high blood pressure, I got a bad neck, and Melanie just takes it to sleep, helps her sleep at night. If I just walked in to you and said, look, I got a little neck issue, my blood pressure's a little high, I just want to get in CBD oil. I want to start using that in my life. What would you tell me to go? What would you tell me to be?
so my first question would go back to, do you have to take a drug test? So if your answer is no, I would go to a full spectrum based product, and then we would just kind of go to what would you want to take and what could you remember to take every single day. Because some of our customers will only take it as needed. And sure, it might help as needed, but it's going to benefit you more if you take the product every single day because it's more of a long-term use product and not a as-needed base product.
Sure.
So when you first start taking it, you kind of want to saturate your system, get it in there, get it going. And then once it's in your system and your body is processing it and all those things, you can taper down if you need to. But I heard the same rattling. I got you. But for the most part, that's where I would start. And then obviously money becomes an issue for some people because, some people are on disability and all those things. So finances are an issue. So sometimes that plays a role in it as well. They may want to start with a certain product, but they can't afford it that month because their disability didn't come in time. So they have to switch to maybe a full spectrum product.
Does any medical insurance pay for any of these products?
Not at this time.
That's something that needs to be worked on too.
Correct.
If this product works, we need to. There's some people that could, if it helps them, why not? Why can't your insurance drug card pay for that? I don't get. It's all the way around here. It's crazy. It's none of this works.
I hate to say this, but they need some lobbyists.
Yeah.
So we have.
You follow my
lobbyists.
understand. You understand my question?
Yes, and
It's complicated.
All right, I'm gonna let y'all before we go. They're telling me we got to leave. Give me some prices on some of these products. I know it's not crazy. This salve right here is probably your number one seller.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of a miracle drug. Wipe it on a joint, and it also soaks in. I'm sure it can help you in a number of ways. This product right here.
That right there is about $18 before taxes.
That's cheap.
But it doesn't take near as much. So
No,
you're not going to go, if you go through that in like a week's time, you're wasting product.
Yeah, you're owed in.
Yeah. So that should last you like a month or 2 months, depending on how much you're using.
$18 is nothing. Taylor and I spend that on lunch a lot of days.
Every day.
Yeah. I mean, I bought lunch today. It was over $25 there.
Yeah.
I mean, you think about this product right here, $18, and it could probably do a lot better than some of these opiate-based that the pharmaceutical companies got. So, folks, $18 right here. Go try it. Tell them where y'all are at.
1102 Mineral Wells Avenue.
Go in out there, and it's Mike approved. These girls know what they're talking about. I'm going to put this up there one more time. I know they're going to throw a fit in there. Let me roll it. If I got it upside down, yes. That's a cheaper product, number one seller. Walk in there, try it. And when you go in out there, you tell them Mike sent you. Any other product up here that you'd recommend? Now, this right here, go one more time. I'm going to buy this product for Fred. Everybody knows Fred's my best friend, and I would hurt a man trying to hurt Fred. I'm going to buy that for Fred because he wakes up when these storms going on. Do you know the price of this one?
That one is $29.99 before taxes.
$30. You go anywhere. You go out there to Tractor Supply, buy some of that stuff they got. You're going to spend more than $30, and it probably won't work as well as this. I don't believe it will. I've heard people say that's
as small as Fred is, that bottle will probably last you 2.5 months.
Oh yeah, it's no problem. No problem there. And this product right here, is it them gummies? Is that
Those are capsules.
Capsules. What's that? That's a cure-all. Basically, take it for whatever you got.
Everything from head to toe.
That's right. That's what you said.
So there's 30 capsules in there. That is $59.99.
$60. We rounded up. You know.
So how much is this?
For a month's supply.
Same.
Yeah, I want to swap.
Around 60.
I just want to swap.
You done bought that one.
So, I see on the back here, or under it says THC free.
Mm-hmm.
So, does the THC not free taste any better?
No.
Oh.
No.
They didn't charge you for the taste, Vader.
Right.
That was free, right? The taste was free.
What are you tasting?
Me?
Yeah.
Peppermint.
Yeah, I done slid him
He
a
gave me
peppermint,
peppermint.
folks.
I know.
Hey.
But it's an MCT oil base.
It was kind of weird tasting, actually. I mean, it wasn't bad. I'm just picking on you, but it is kind of. I've never
different.
tasted anything like that.
Yeah, it's different for sure.
You ain't never tasted anything like it.
No.
The hell of stuff I put you through and seen you do.
No.
It tastes like any bug you've ever swallowed riding a motorcycle.
No.
There you go. It's not that bad then. One more time. They're telling me we got to go. The chocolate, which is my favorite. That product right there, folks.
That one is 23 before taxes.
What does it do? Anything. It's another one.
That one you would use same kind of concept for your Delta 8 gummies for pain,
So
sleep.
basically, without going through all of it, we're going to spend $20 to $30 for this stuff, and you're going to get a month to 2 months, sometime in some cases 3 months supply of this stuff.
Just depending on how you use
And it's not habit forming. It's not going to hurt you. You don't have to have a prescription. All you got to do is walk in the store and tell them Mike sent you, and they can talk to you, and you'll kind of fill them out and see what they're trying to do, and you'll put them on the right product, and you'll tell them what's in that product, and kind of usually guarantee it's not going to have no cardboard chopped up in China shit back over here.
Correct.
Or none of that. Or it ain't going to be no ass like Tater said a while ago. Ain't going to be none of that
Correct.
going on.
I'm sorry, man. I just had to call it house.
Well, that's okay. Hell, we're
You're not going to overdose on it. I
No.
mean, it would take, I literally read this, so it's going to be 20,000 joints in 15 minutes, which is 1,500 pounds of cannabis that it would take for you to overdose.
Right.
So, not possible.
Folks, I'm telling y'all, some of this medicine is cheap. My first prescription I was getting on my blood pressure medicine was $4. And naturally, that damn thing didn't work. You know, hell, I ain't gonna get by on $4. I knew that when I took it. Now I'm up to $34, and it's a chemical. I don't know what's in it. They tell me the name of it, but I still don't know what the hell's in it. I mean, it may have ass in it. I don't know what's in it. I mean, it's just.
I don't know. Mine's 50, so you're lucky.
Yeah. Well, there you go. And if one of these products right here will help my blood pressure, help these aches and pains, and plus, if you take, seems to me like, y'all can correct me where I'm wrong, all these products tend to be good for this, but it helps you on every way. It's kind of preventive maintenance. How can you go wrong?
I don't think
Try
you
it.
can.
I mean, just go out there and try it.
I had a customer tell me that, I said, you're willing to take your doctor's advice, you take his prescription, you because he went to school for so long, he knows what he's talking about, and you use that product for at least a month before you go to your doctor and say, hey, it didn't work right for me. So that's all we ask is that you give it a shot, try it for at least 30, 60 days. You. I mean, you've spent money on worse.
And if your dog chews it up, it ain't going to kill the dog. You ain't going to have to run your kid to the emergency room because they overdosed on it if your kid gets in it. And it might help them.
Yeah.
You talking about, well, I go to ADD or whatever that is?
ADHD.
My daddy could cure that. He had a cure for that. Attention, it was called a belt. When you start acting up around the Weatherford house with no ADD, you hear that belt come out in loops, son. It made that noise, and that was it.
Yeah.
I was cured. Wasn't no hemp oil, wasn't no medication. It was a red hind end. I might need some of that sag.
Wasn't no hemp plant fixed that, but that oak tree sure did.
Hell, that peach tree.
Peach
tree wore me out. Girls, see there, we've been over an hour. Was it easy? Anything else y'all want to add before I get out of here?
No, we just, Delta 8 and Delta 9 are not for kids.
No.
CBD, if you choose to try that for ADHD or...
Don't expect it to be like a Tylenol. Your headache go away. Maybe this is long term.
Right.
It helps your body the whole term through. It's kind of a, slowly build you up. And maybe you want to get a booster right up front, a big shot up front, and just kind of it helps all kind of things. So if I took any of this product, it's going to help a lot of different issues.
Correct.
I think it's worked.
See?
I think it's worked.
We're glitching the system again.
All right, girls, I appreciate you coming in. Anything y'all want to add before I let y'all go home?
Nothing on that.
right,
You did a great job.
We'll try to answer.
Where's your
everybody's
address at
questions.
one more time?
1102 Mineral Wells Avenue.
Now, did y'all really, and I know we've been talking about all this stuff here, where's the bong at?
We don't have a bond.
Damn, Tater.
I was going to be there first thing in the morning, but
We got a bus.
I got a bus.
Old remedies for a new generation. There you go. Gummies, and there's capsules, and there's some out of oil. It's good stuff. It's good stuff right there. They got a phone number. They're on Mineral Wells Avenue, right there on the corner of Russell Street.
Right between Dollar General and First Bank.
There you go, right on the corner of Russell Street.
look for my truck. I'll be parked there in the morning.
And they got and they still got the speaker on, the microphone on in the control room, but that's the place to go right there. Try it out. Tell them Mike sent you. Tell them Tater tried it. And tell them it ain't that bad.
No, it ain't that bad.
No, we made it up there. But I appreciate y'all ladies coming.
No, it was the real deal. Yeah. It was the real deal.
Yeah, I mean it ain't made up. It ain't got nothing artificial. It's real hemp oil.
Yeah, it's the real deal.
It's a real deal.
Yeah.
Your headache a little better yet?
Actually,
maybe a little bit.
no, actually it is a little.
Really?
Feels a little better.
Well,
I do feel a little better.
Well, write her a
about
check for
everything.
$69 for that damn bottle you opened up.
I just got my 100 back.
You see how he slid
Calden
that?
needs to we can borrow that 100.
Yeah.
Hey, just like that, the little red box where you put the book in, take a book out, put the book in, put it.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna put that bottle in and get me a peel out.
Tater, that's Bubba,
all about
that's why you're the best friend that I can have for these situations. I could have slid him a dog turd. He'd have probably stuck it in his mouth. He'll get on anywhere I send him. He'll just go do it. He does. He's just a good sport, a good friend. He's got my back, and I got his back. But I slid him out of oil, and he didn't have no clue. What did he do? He took it.
Mm-hmm.
That's the kind of friend Tater is, you know. But he wouldn't have took it if he didn't trust y'all girls. I guarantee you. Tater's
Amen
a
to
smart
that.
man.
Yeah.
He's a smart man, you know. But I appreciate you. I appreciate y'all coming in.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
And I'm gonna tell everybody to go out there and try. I am gonna come out there, and I'm gonna, come out there when I ain't got to be on the show, and we can talk and see if you can help my blood pressure issue. Give me some of my. I think that medicine bringing me down, but I got to have it. He said it was 200 over 140, so I don't know.
You need it.
But now it's down to like 120 over 70. It's good, but I got to take that damn pill once a day. I forget it half the time. So if I can get on this, it might cure other problems. You know, you never
Very
know.
well could.
Well, thank y'all girls for coming. Y'all enjoy it.
Thank you for
Wasn't
having
that
us.
bad, was it?
No.
Are you okay? You ain't fall out. You didn't
I
get
didn't even
nervous.
say the first bad word.
You didn't say a dirty word.
I'm kind of proud of her too.
You must know her.
Well, we talked before the show. And,
It's bad, wasn't
and,
it? It's
yeah,
bad.
Tater said the only bad word I heard. I asked him what that tastes like. He said, "Brother, I got to tell you, it tastes like ass." I mean, that's,
I say we load up and take a few of them hometown heroes with us and let her ride.
Tater, I appreciate you coming in, brother.
Oh, anytime, man.
You had a good time, didn't you?
Oh, yeah.
You got something there. So you got a little bit of education. You got to try out something new that you probably never taken, and I think you're kind of like I am. You know, I'm kind of open up toward trying the idea.
Oh, I'm going to get some of those pills for sure.
Yeah, that would help you out.
I'm like you. I take a cholesterol, blood pressure, 2 sugar.
See, my blood pressure just
tired
went
of
up.
all that. I
My
don't like
blood
taking
pressure
that.
been perfect my entire life, and it shot up just in between 6-month checkup. My blood sugar is perfect. My cholesterol is good. Everything's good. My blood pressure just kind of shot up, and I started having some headaches and fatigue, and went back for a checkup every 6 months. I go because my insurance pays for it. I guess they want to catch it before I fall out. You know, I don't know. Anyway, I went in there and they said, he said, "Man, you fell all right." I said, "No, I don't know." He said, "Your blood pressure's up." I said, "Well, what's causing that?" I said, "Well, your dad had high blood pressure." I said, "Well, okay. I mean, what does that mean?" He said, "Well, I'm gonna write you a little prescription here." And it was a $4 one. Hell, it didn't work. You know, I ought to told him, "Just go ahead and write me one for $5 million." I said, I never get by on a $4 prescription. Who in the hell ever get that lucky?
Nobody that I know.
And me either. All right, folks. Which camera am I going to be on here? Camera 3, I guess. Yep, that's where I'll be. 4. Now they're telling me. All right, folks. I want to appreciate y'all tuning in. Before I do, I want you to remember, I'm going to give you a little rundown on what we got coming up. August the 16th, that's next week. Stan Dunnigan, Bitcoin, he's going to be here. We're going to find the ins and out about Bitcoins, what it is, how to mine it. I don't know if you go dig it out of the dirt. When they say mining, I think of what Tater does over. Tater's a miner. I don't know. We're going to find out with Stan Dunnigan. He's supposed to be the guru around here on this Bitcoin. The 23rd, I got Terry Wimberly. This guy here is going to be a good one. He's the head of the BPU. Everybody's been on social media complaining about their electric bill, so you need to pass this along. It needs to be out there. The 23rd of August, Terry Wimberly. I don't know what you'd call him. He's the head of the BPU. He's going to come on the show, and we're going to talk about the BPU, the structure, what's made these electric bills go up, what's causing it, and maybe you'll get some answers to what these problems are. You know, we're going to get him in here. We're going to talk to him, and we'll find out what's going on. And then this is a good one. August the 30th, Dan Knowles, a banjo picker. And he's also a riverboat banjo picker. He goes up and down the Mississippi and Ohio and the Tennessee River playing the banjo. And guess who's going to be my co-host that night is Rocky and Randall French is coming in. He's going to be my special co-host. So you know this is going to be good because last time he was on the show, I taught him how to be a mechanic. I told him how to put a rear end in a recliner. So, you know, now he's a mechanic along with a Tristy guy. He takes care of all my Tristy. Then September the 6th, Rolling Thunder is going to shake the house. We got David Hawks, the local president, comes on and explains what this group is and what they're doing. And Tater, you're going to be riding with them.
We're already
Tell them about this.
right before the show. Well, I talked to Mr. Hawks this weekend, and he said last year they had 40 bikes. So this year, like when I met him up at the shop the other day, and I told him, I said, we'll get you some more. So far, we've already got 13 more when the show started. So but what they do, it starts at Martin, and they have and I talked to somebody that saw it last year, but they have a program for the World War II veterans, the POWs, and it's all about supporting our veterans. And
let me tell you what you got right here. August the 13th, staging will begin at the Virginia Weldon Park in Martin at 1 p.m., and the event will begin at 2 p.m. The ride is approximately 90 miles long. Decorate your car, your truck, your Jeep, or just your motorcycle, and just join us as we honor our military. So the ride's going to be a good ride. You don't have to go to Martin and join it. They're going to come through Paris. Yeah. So anybody locally.
Well, if they want to go with us, we're going to meet at Westwood Market at 11:45 to say 12:15. We're going to try to kick stands up at 12:15, and we're going to ride over there
to Martin.
If
you can't make that, you can just meet y'all on your way back.
They're going to come through Como sometime around 3 o'clock.
And come down Paris. They're going to come all the way downtown Paris and turn. They're going to have the police escort them come in. Just wait in line when they come by, join in with them. Let's make that be 100 bikes. Let's let Henry County get on the map, Taylor. Let's get about 50 or 60 local guys from Henry County ride and girls ride with them and make it a bit. You can even go in your truck, your car, your Jeep, anything.
Yeah, he's saving a spot. That's why I'm gonna. That's why. Yeah. He's gonna let the motorcycles and 3-wheelers go first, and then the 4-wheel vehicles. So he's gonna leave enough room for us over there. And he's he's a good man, and I'm just glad to try to help him out.
For more information, I don't have it banner up because I didn't get one done. That's my fault. Contact David Hawks at 731-225-0892. Once again, that's David Hawks. He's the local president of Rolling Thunder. You've seen him on TV. They done 1 million bikes went into Washington.
Yep.
The local one is David Hawks. It's 731-225-0892. Call David and find out exactly what that's all about. And don't forget, the Landmark Realty Inflation Buster continues. Just tune in and listen for the cue to call. You could be the next winner, and you will be the next winner if you tune in and you're the right caller. We want to thank Landmark Realty for this Inflation Buster. $100 a week, man. They just don't get no better than that. You heard the winner tonight. She's going to put it in her Jeep. And I want to thank all my viewers and my sponsors and my co-hosts. Thank you again, bro.
Anytime.
It's mostly the viewers and the sponsors. They're the ones that makes this thing possible. Without y'all tuning in and burning down and breaking the internet like we did last Thursday, it wouldn't be possible. So I want to thank all of y'all for tuning in. But don't forget to share us, follow us, and subscribe to us. Let everybody know about it because we're reaching into Nashville. We got some other shows coming up in September. I just hit the little tip of the iceberg. We got some people coming out of Nashville going to join us, and we're going to talk about everything in Nashville. So we got a lot going on in this little old show here, and we're here for you to teach you what I don't know and what these girls and my co-hosts know, because I don't know anything. What I do, a monkey could do. But anyway, folks, I want to appreciate all y'all tuning in. And like I always say, be here next Tuesday, 7 p.m. Don't be late.